Chicago wasn't just a city that moved fast. It was a city that devoured the weak. Tonight, though, the rain drowned even the city's noise. Sheets of water washed down the courthouse steps as Ethan Ward walked out slowly, refusing to raise his umbrella. He wanted the rain to hit him. He wanted the cold to bite. He needed something to cut through the numbness inside him. 3 years of his life were gone. Not wasted. Stolen. Judge Harlow-S. voice kept replaying in his head. Due to procedural misconduct and compromised evidence, the charges are dismissed. Dismissed. Just like that. A crime syndicate he hunted for nearly 36 months had just walked out laughing, practically patting him on the shoulder on their way out. Because one man had flipped the board. Lucas Grant. His partner for over a decade. A man Ethan trusted more than his own family. And now, Lucas was the reason Ethan's career lay in ashes. Ethan reached the sidewalk, boots splashing through puddles that reflected the skyscrapers towering above him. The city lights smudged into blurred streaks through the rain. His chest felt tight, the kind of tightness that wasn't fear, wasn't sadness. It was rage, not loud rage, not screaming, punch-the-wall rage. No, this was the cold kind, the kind that sat deep in the gut and hardened every second. He turned onto Wabash Avenue, his senses on high alert. He noticed the black SUV trailing half a block behind. Same one he'd seen outside the courthouse. Tinted windows, idling too smoothly to be a normal civilian vehicle. Someone inside was watching him. Waiting. Good. Let them watch. Let them think he's broken. He continued walking, but his mind wasn't on the SUV. His thoughts kept circling back to the investigation. He remembered every detail. The late-night stakeouts, the wiretaps, the hidden cameras, the constant fear of blowing his cover. The Hollow Creek Syndicate wasn't some street gang. They were sophisticated, well-funded, and merciless. Ethan had been inches away from bringing them down, until Lucas sabotaged everything. At first, the signs were small. A missing report here, a misplaced evidence file there. Ethan ignored them. Partners made mistakes, right? But then the bigger things happened. Swapped flash drives, corrupted footage, unexplainable leaks. Still, Ethan convinced himself there was an innocent explanation. After all, Lucas had held him when Ethan lost his father. Lucas was best man at his wedding. Lucas was family. But family doesn't hand your life's work to criminals. Lightning cracked across the sky, illuminating the river for a split second. Ethan approached his apartment, a modest building overlooking the water. He scanned the area. The SUV parked a few buildings down, still watching. He entered the lobby. His footsteps echoed in the empty hallway. Something felt wrong, not in the danger sense, but in the something is off gut twist. He unlocked his apartment door. Everything looked normal, except one detail, a single envelope on his kitchen table, plain, unmarked. Placed too perfectly to be accidental. He didn't move for 10 full seconds. He listened. Nothing. Then he stepped forward, eyes sharp. The envelope had only 2 words on the front. Ethan Ward, not printed. Written by hand. Straight, blocky handwriting, male, professional, intentional. He opened it. A photograph slid out, face up on the table. Ethan's breath froze. Lucas Grant, laughing in a dim-lit bar, sitting across from Vincent Marlowe, the syndicate leader Ethan had hunted for years. Lucas wasn't undercover. He wasn't coerced. He wasn't pretending. He was enjoying himself. Ethan flipped the photo over. One sentence was written on the back. "You were never supposed to see this." Silence filled the apartment. Ethan's heartbeat slowed. Everything inside him went razor sharp. There it was, the truth he'd been too loyal, too blind, too trusting to acknowledge. Lucas wasn't just corrupted, he wasn't just bribed, he was partnered, deeply, comfortably, willingly. The betrayal hit harder than any punch Ethan had taken in the field. His mind flashed back, Lucas convincing him to pursue the case harder, Lucas insisting he rest while handling certain files, Lucas volunteering to secure the evidence room, Lucas comforting him when footage mysteriously erased itself. It had all been theater. Ethan stood up, pacing slowly. The apartment felt too small to contain the fury building inside him. He had always prided himself on being rational, methodical. But this wasn't a criminal case anymore. This was personal warfare. Suddenly, his phone vibrated. He checked the screen. Unknown number. One message: back off the syndicate, last warning. Attached was a photo of Ethan entering his building, taken only minutes ago. The SUV. They weren't just watching, they were preparing. Ethan typed nothing back. He deleted the message, grabbed the whiskey bottle, and sat heavily on the couch. Lightning flashed again, illuminating the city like a battlefield. He stared at the photo of Lucas and Vincent, a partnership built on money and power, a partnership that destroyed everything Ethan worked for. He took a long drink, wiped his mouth, and said it out loud, not a whisper, not anger, but a cold vow. Lucas, I'm going to bury you. Not with bullets, not with fists, with truth, with exposure, with the same methodical precision Lucas used to dismantle Ethan's life. But Ethan wouldn't make the same mistake again. This time, he wouldn't play fair. This time, he wouldn't follow the law. This time, he'd be the nightmare Lucas never saw coming. Outside, the storm raged harder, wind howling through the steel canyons of Chicago like a warning. But Ethan wasn't afraid. He was reborn, and his revenge had just begun.